welcome here in Val d'Isère for this opening press conference. It's always an important moment since 5 years to welcome some of the biggest champions of alpine skiing. We will do that press conference in English and we can translate it afterwards into French if needed. So, Enrique and Victor, thank you very much for coming. I think one of the last time you met together was in Beaver on a podium. So, how did you feel at that day when you were together on the podium? What does it mean that particular day in Beaver Creek?
Yeah, for me it was my first podium last week in Beaver Creek, and that was a really good moment for me, and also it was nice to share it with Henrik. I think he's younger than me, but we are pretty from the same generation, also with Marcel, and yeah, that was fun. Thanks, Henrik, you were nice with me.
Yeah, no, thank you, Victor. That was, for me as well, it was pretty special. I haven't done that good in Beaver Creek before. And also I skied a lot of Europa Cup races with Victor, and he was always in front of me though. But and I was like, since we were the same time after the first run, and he beat me in the second run, so like, thought I was gonna miss the podium, but Victor did a really good second run and first run too, so I was super happy.
So you've got a rendezvous tomorrow at the same place?
We'll see. It's a lot different here in Val d'Isère than in Beaver Creek, but if I'm 100 in front and I win and he's second, then it's okay. Or if we share the first place, then it's good.
Victor, for you tomorrow?
Yeah, like you said, in skiing it's every weekend it's different. Tomorrow it's different here, different snow, different course, different setting. So I think it was really good last weekend, but now we have to focus on this weekend is coming, and yeah, if we are together sharing the first places, it will be okay.
What does it mean for you competing at home in Val d'Isère now? You're wearing the color of the Club des Sports. Is it a special day or is it a race like the others?
Yeah, 2 years ago I was just from the next valley, so I was still a little bit close, but at first we are really, all French team, we are really happy on Pro to come here, and we didn't do it last year, and yeah, this is so much nice places and nice moment. We are really happy to come, and yeah, for me it's a little bit more this year because I'm coming from the ski club here, but I'm really lucky to live this moment, and I'm happy because I think it could be a little bit more important, and it could be a really good experience for me, maybe for the future and for my career. I talk a little bit with my friend from ski cross, Jean-Félix Chabi, who is competing this weekend in Val Thorens in his hometown, and yeah, it's a good experience for me, and I had to take all the positive from this.
Henrik, last time you came competing in France, it happens quite good. It was in Merivale for the finals. You like to compete in France in the French Alps?
Yeah, for sure. I ski on a French brand, Rossignol, so it's always nice to come to France and ski here. There's always a lot of people from Rossignol, and Merivale was really cool with the first GS win, and I felt quite a lot of support from the crowd, so it was really cool.
Thank you. Question? So please raise your hand before asking the question, and the mic will be provided, and give your name and the media you're representing before asking your question. Thank you. We will ask the first one, the most difficult one. Yeah.
On va faire du basique. Richard Devian de Radio France. Leurs sentiments, ils ont fait du ski libre ce matin sur la face. Ils la trouvent comment, cette face?
Well, this morning you have been skiing on La Face. How did you feel the slope this morning, and what do you feel of that for tomorrow? Victor? In English, yeah.
Yeah, we had free skiing this morning on the face, and there was a little bit some fresh snow, so it was a little bit more aggressive, less icy than 2 years ago, but it was really nice. And I think they work a lot on the slope, and we had also good weather for the preparation, so it's a really good thing. And maybe there was a little bit more bump because of lack of snow and also because of the preparation, but it will good for the show.
Henrik?
Yeah, it's always exciting to come here because I think it's maybe the toughest, especially GS to ski in the entire World Cup Tour. We have Solden that is also steep, but this has more terrain, and it's also pretty much equally as steep as Solden. So it's as I remember it, it's the shortest GS, but I think the toughest one. I was totally beat 2 years ago. I was so done in the finish. Yeah, it's already looking bumpy, and I think it's going to be rough and challenging for tomorrow. But that separates the best from the second best, so I think it's good.
Thank you. Une autre question?
Question for Henrik. What's your feeling about the beginning of your season? Do you feel you will find the consistency you're looking for last season?
We haven't started the slalom season yet, but the start of the GS season I think has been really good. Last year I skied out in Sölden and I was 28 in Bear Creek, and now I was 6 in Sölden and 30 in Bear Creek, so it's a lot different than last year, but yeah, I think I've taken 1 or 2 more steps this year, especially in the flat and easier courses, and then we'll see how it goes here in Valdezar, where you have the toughest one. So it's quite a change, but I think the season so far has started out pretty good.
Question? Are we finished? So, yeah. Mike? Yep.
I have a question for Henrik. I heard you, because I wasn't there, but you experienced a new ski in Beaver Creek. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
Yeah, I skied on some new stuff in Bear Creek. That's for sure. I think everybody saw it, especially when the camera guy at the start pointed down at them in the first run. I was thinking to move him away a little bit, but no, it's I can say it's a system that I used in Bear Creek, and I'm gonna still keep the cards pretty close to my chest on that one. I can say that I'm not gonna use it here in Valdezar, but I think the level of alpine skiing has come to a point now where you have to adapt your technique to each hill and to different snow, but you also have to adapt the equipment. And I struggled last year in Bear Creek on the US snow and on the easier type of courses. So for me, the system was working really good in Bear Creek, but I can't tell you what it is yet.
Another question? Sandy, question about the skis? Gentlemen, no? Yeah.
semble qu'il y a un petit débat à propos de l'horaire de départ. 9h30, certains, notamment le premier groupe, aimeraient bien que ce soit un peu plus tard pour l'ombre qu'il y a sur la piste et qui disparaît au fur et à mesure. Est-ce qu'il faudrait décaler un peu le départ ou pas?
There was a debate about the schedule of the start, 9:30, but with a problem with the shadow and so on. Do you think that the dispatch should be postponed?
Hirscher, Ted, Lady, and Felix Norrit, and I was talking to the guy from Fisher earlier today, and I know there's a lot of racers complaining a little bit about the 9:30 start because it's gonna be pretty dark. I don't know how far up it's gonna go, but the hill wasn't really like the same type of light the whole hill before 10:15, and if you start 1 tomorrow, it's gonna be dark, and if you start 25, it's gonna be completely light. So I would like to see them postpone the race for maybe an hour or so, change it with the girls so they can start 9:30 and we can start 10:30. But I think it would be more fair. But we're still doing an outdoor sport, so what happens happens. We still have to ski and see how it goes.
Victor?
Yeah, it will be maybe not so fair because of like 15 first racers will be in the dark, and it's also for security because during the first run of free skiing we don't see nothing on the last 20 meters of the slope, and it was pretty difficult. You don't see where you put your skis, and you are a little bit like in an unknown place. And also last point for me, it's also for the show because we are lucky enough to have a place where there is sun in December, and why don't enjoy it and start? We can change it with the girls, so I'm also in this way.
Thank you. Victor, this morning Alexis decided not to participate tomorrow. Does it change anything for you?
No, it's pretty a shame for Alexis, yeah, because he was skiing well all this start of winter before having his fall in Beaver Creek, but yeah, it's pretty complicated for him because he had also pain with his legs, so I hope he will be okay for slalom. That's the plan, because he wants to ski like 100% in the slalom and then doing all weekend and being 50% every time. But for me, no, we have a big team, and we have also Thomas Fanara and Mathieu Febvre. And we are training in a team, so we are very happy to have this big group. But skiing is also an individual sport, so you have to be focused on yourself. Yeah.
Thank you. Another question?
Ja, Henrik, jeg lurer på hvordan du ser på den løypa her, og hvordan du har tenkt å attackere her i morgen.
So I'll answer you, right?
Do it yourself. Karian, next you will translate it, please.
Yeah.
I just asked if how are you going to attack this race course here in Val d'Isère, skiing-wise?
I'm gonna attack it a little different than in Beaver Creek, that's for sure. Here it's really a battle. It's like I think you can't go in the feeling here. It's gonna feel awful anyways how you ski. So I think you just have to fight all the way to the end and see how it goes. So I just think just keep on fighting and then see how you are in the finish.
Thank you. Next question? If there is any next question, maybe not. Just one last question for both. So this year is the 60th Critérium. The first one was in 55, a long time ago. Does it mean something to you to come in such places where a lot of big races or big legend races have been competing, or is it a race like the others and like in another resort? Is it special to come in such legendary places? Victor?
Yeah, for sure it's special because, like I said before, it's so nice place, and yeah, but when we are skiing, it's not changing. We do all we can World Cup, and we have to do every time the same. So for everything with next to skis, it's a little bit changing, but for the race, it's the same.
Have you any key memory from watching races in Val d'Isère?